Welcome back. The time is 9:43. We're making our way to 10 a.m. We're going to be shifting our focus to Durban now, in Verulam, where the community of Verulam has reached a very precarious breaking point. As frustration grows, some parts of that community have went over 90 days without any water coming out of their taps. We saw on Monday the visuals coming out of Verulam. Them making their way to the streets to voice out these frustrations. We're going to be getting a bit more from that story and the challenges that the community of Verulam has been facing for the past 90 days with Mervyn Reddy. She comes from an organization called Voice of Phoenix. Good morning, Mervyn, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you and your listeners.
Yeah, I think let's jump right into it. 90 days without water in some parts of Verulam. When did this problem start, and how has it affected you guys as the community?
Well, firstly, let me just correct you. I'm representing the Phoenix community and the Voice of Phoenix.
Hmm.
I'm actually the public relations officer, but Verulam, parts of Verulam, we did represent in terms of the Verulam team that suffered and endured the 90 days of going water, and hence, as a community of Phoenix, we decided that why should we not also join Verulam, because Phoenix was enduring the same problems similar to Verulam, but the only difference is that Verulam went without water for a longer period than our residents in Phoenix.
Mm, mm. And with a situation like this, I'm sure before the residents take to the streets, there must be some kind of communication, some kind of you know efforts to contact those that are responsible for delivering a service like water. What was the response like for you guys to ultimately see it as no use, and the solution being the residents of the area going to the streets and disrupting, so to say.
So firstly, the Voice of Phoenix was formed in late 2022 after communities of Phoenix and surrounding suburbs suffered major service delivery uh, issues with the lack of water, the continuous lack of electricity, the issues of DSW, and other service provider issues that normally eThekwini municipality would supply the ratepayers of the city. So we've, since 2022, have been engaging with the eThekwini municipality under the leadership of Mayor Mpolesi Kahunda, the head of water and sanitation, Mr. Edmund Zweli, the city manager, Mr. Musa Mbele, and all the other heads of departments with regards to service delivery issues. In early 2023, the mayoral delegation came to Phoenix for a community meeting where they addressed a strong community of over 500 people. And they made promises at that meeting to continue to keep us updated, to continue to communicate with the community, the Voice of Phoenix, to give us current and regular updates as to the reasons why the power outages are happening, the water shortage and outages are happening, and the DSW issues and so forth. So since that meeting passed, after 2 months of communication with the city, everything else fell on deaf ears. The city did not respond to our queries thereafter. They did not respond to the plight of the people when we questioned them and wanted answers as to really what was going on. And people were really starting to suffer this humanitarian crisis because water was a basic essential need and is a basic essential need for all its people in South Africa. And for people not to be given regular updates on the water outages, sometimes for days on, people were without water. And to make matters worse, the indictment is that eThekwini sends tankers, and those tankers are not the answer and solution to the people's plight because tankers come in service a road and parked at one point. So how does an elderly, how does an aged, how does a pensioner, how does a disabled person access water from a tanker where they themselves cannot leave their homes? So this was a continuous, outage in Phoenix and surrounding suburbs. And eventually people, got fed up and they said, we're not getting the proper responses. We're not getting the proper answers yet. We are dealing directly with the heads of department and municipality. Nobody's being honest and truthful in what's forthcoming. So they decided that enough was enough. We need to go and be heard. We need to take to the streets. So Verulam started this protest a week before Phoenix, and they decided to block roads and be heard for their cries of going off 96 days exactly without water. And Phoenix felt that, you know what, if Verulam does that, why can't we, the people of Phoenix, also do that? Because we are, having the same cry. We are going through the same pain. We are going through the same issues. So Phoenix decided to also, let's go to the street. We want to be heard. We want to make our voices known that we are calling on the mayor, the minister, and the president to urgently intervene in the crisis that we are going through. And our crisis is a cry for fresh water running in our taps within our homes, which is a basic essential need that is in the Constitution. Now, you must understand, when you get messages of help from the Mahatma Gandhi Hospital as of Monday, the hospital says it's in Phoenix, it's in the north of Durban. They had to cancel some surgeries due to the lack of water in the hospital. The situation extended beyond the hospital, affecting residents in Phoenix and Verulam, Tongaat, hoping desperately and living thirsty that they require water. Then it also goes down to affecting schools, where kids go to school, and because schools do not have water, dismiss the child to go home early. So the kids are losing out on education for the day. And if this happens on a continuous and regular basis, they are losing educational time that's valuable. So it's not only affected residents, it's affected health institutions, businesses, it's affected the normal man in the street, and it's affected schools as well. So this is not a small problem. It's a large and wide-scale problem. And when the mayor came to Phoenix last Saturday, he told us basically what they are doing, what they hope to unpack, but he did not give us accurate date as to when this water outages will end. He did, however, say that they have purchased close on to 86 valves to start replacing the old valves that are giving problems, and that process will take until the end of February. But with the same breath, he did not say us that those valves that they're replacing will resolve the water issue that we are currently experiencing in Phoenix, Verulam, and surrounding suburbs. So to us, that was a fallacy that he came and brought and put hope into the hearts of the people that are going through this, but not giving us accurate information in when the water outages will stop and homes will be restored with fresh running water uninterrupted. So that is the point that we contested, and we decided to take to the streets in a peaceful protest where over 5,000 people from Phoenix took to the roads and in a peaceful protest demonstrating and making their voices heard for the pain and suffering that they're going through this major humanitarian crisis.
And I'm pretty sure the city officials knew of the mass strike protest that you guys had on. But what's next now? If this doesn't yield any kind of fruit, as the residents, as the leaders of Verulam and Phoenix and other surrounding areas, what more do you see you guys doing after this?
Well, we did send a memorandum to the eThekwini municipality, and I'm also in support of the Verulam Water Crisis Committee, who have taken this now to the Human Rights Commission. So they are dealing with it from their angle with the Human Rights Commission. But we will await a mandate from the people, because this protest was for the people, by the people, facilitated through the Voice of Phoenix. And the people's mandate is very important, because the power and the responsibility lies in the hands of the people, because governance is dependent on people, and it's not vice versa, where the people depend on governance. So the leaders of governance need to take a cue from this, is that they are dependent on the people that put them there to lead them, and the people can remove them if they fail to do that. And come 2024, the people's voices are going to be heard if this crisis is not resolved by government themselves. The people will elect the right government that they want to lead them in the right direction and take this country to greater heights rather than allow this country to degenerate in the situation it is right now. I mean, we've come to a situation from 2022 that worsened in terms of service delivery in the eThekwini municipality. And tankers is not the solution. Tankers is not the solution. So we are saying that end this Mickey Mouse ping pong game with tankers, restore water, fresh drinking running water to the taps of residents and the ratepayers of this city urgently. If not, we will be forced to go to court and take a matter up against the eThekwini municipality. And I think if the people allow us that mandate, we will do it, because this basic human right, people are being deprived of it. We are not asking for something that's impossible. We're asking for something that was supposed to be initially be free, because water is an act of God and created by God himself. So it's not something that you have to now go and find in the corners of the earth. It is available. It's how you manage the process to bring it to the people, which is important. And if there's mismanagement along the way, then obviously the people that on the receiving side are going to be affected. And we know the truth. The truth be told that because of eThekwini's 58% water loss between Umgeni and eThekwini municipality, 58% of water is lost that is being supplied to eThekwini municipality. This is the problem. It's not supply from Umgeni like it was perceived to be. Umgeni supplies eThekwini 100% water. But between Umgeni water to eThekwini municipality, 58% of that water is lost. So hence, residents can only get 42% of the water. And that is where the problem. And therefore, we have outages because the reservoirs are not full to capacity that are feeding those residential suburbs. And we found the truth out this week through Umgeni water.
No, Mr. Mervyn Reddy, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your time on Salam Media. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on the situation there in Verulam and Phoenix and other surrounding areas. But yeah, I think you guys are, doing the important job of going to the streets and to protest. But I think for now we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for giving us the time, and we're going to catch up with you soon.
Well, thank you to you and your radio station. Thank you for the listeners. But we want the support of the outside communities. Stand united with Phoenix, Verulam, Ottawa, Reach River, Tongaat, the communities that are going through this humanitarian crisis, and to pray for us that we are hopeful and optimistic that there will be a solution soon so that the right and the dignity of people can be restored. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Mervyn Reddy from Voice of Phoenix, speaking on behalf of the communities of Verulam and Phoenix and Durban. A very frustrated Mervyn there. I'm pretty sure, the issue of water that I think if you're in the south of Joburg particularly, you know too well. We're going to be keeping a close eye on the story. Hopefully we can assist them in any way that we can, the same way that we did with, the south of Joburg. And this is the reason why you should go vote, folks. Service delivery, whatever party that is in charge, I think first on the agenda, beyond and above everything, is making sure that basics such as water and electricity are provided to the people. So yeah, that's one of the reasons you should vote if you didn't think there's any. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to Itani Rasalanavo. We're keeping we're not going to be talking to him. I think the man is walking. He's making his way from Joburg to Durban to raise funds for medical care for the children in Gaza. My technical producer just told me he's unable to join us, which is understandable considering that, he's on a very long walk. We'll try and catch up with him maybe tomorrow with Uncle Knight. Make sure to keep an ear, on that one. But for now, from me, Salailo, and the rest of the team, Olane and Nasreen, who created the whole show. It's a goodbye. Assalamu alaikum. We'll catch up with you next week, Wednesday, on the Wednesday edition of News and Views with me, Salailo Makwidiri. Goodbye. Okay.